74 round one with 34 putts. That's been a theme, just hasn't been able to get it working and hit the ball great, okay. 74 again today. Odd to say, we didn't have high hopes for Rory coming in because he missed the cut in his last start in Canada by 12 shots. And that's strange because he was runner-up in the last two Opens, and as we know, won 3 times this year. He's 10 over par and tied for 49th at the moment. Rory did speak today after declining requests for 6 straight rounds at the majors. He did acknowledge in an interview in Canada last week that he was unhappy with the leaking of the news that his driver failed a test at the PGA Championship, information that was to have remained confidential.
Can you just give us an assessment of your U.S. Open so far?
Pretty average.
I mean, you look frustrated out there at times. How difficult is it to stay patient?
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game this week, is staying patient and try to do a good job of it out there, but it's just, it's one of those golf courses that you can lose patience on pretty quickly.
What would you take away from this week? Is it just a case of setting this aside and, trying to get back to the form you showed earlier in the year?
Yeah, I've driven the ball better. I've driven the ball as good as I have in a long time, so that's at least a positive this week.
Rory, after the final 15 holes yesterday, did you expecting a little bit more today, coming in with a little more momentum?
I was hoping to play better, but I didn't.
Can you pinpoint anything, Rory, at the moment? Because obviously it's a little bit of a flat spot, but you're the Masters champion and you had fantastic form before the Masters, and it's obviously gone a bit flat.
Yeah, yeah, I alluded to it in my pre-tournament press conference. You don't really know how it's going to affect you. You don't know, how you're going to react to such a, I wouldn't say a life-altering occasion, but at least something that I've dreamt about for a long time. And yeah, I've alluded to the fact that I have felt a little flat on the golf course afterwards.
You did show great fight yesterday. You were 8 over par after 3 holes of round 2. You could have easily kind of said, this is Oakmont, this is so tough, but you fought back 2 under for the last 15, not just to make the cut, but to give yourself a half shot. Yeah,
it's funny, it's much easier being on the cut line when you don't really care if you're here for the weekend or not. I was sort of thinking, do I really want 2 more days here or not? So it makes it easier to play better when you're in that mindset.
Is it a little bit of a funk that you feel you can get yourself out of, or is it just something you've never experienced before and you just have to find a way along?
I've certainly experienced times where I haven't played the way I've wanted to. So yeah, it's not, I actually feel like I've played okay this week. It's just, it's a sort of golf course where, the tiniest mistakes get penalized a lot, and that's sort of how it's felt this week.
Rory, how hard is it out there? How mentally taxing is it?
Yeah, it's very difficult. You got to be on every single shot. If you miss a fairway, you're going to be scrambling for par. If you miss your landing spot, even coming from the fairways by a couple of yards, these greens, repel the ball into rough, and you're up against collars, and it just makes things, very, very tricky. So yeah, you gotta be totally on your game. I think it was easier today. Yeah, I think it was, for sure.
So transparent with us and very available. Yesterday was 6 majors in a row, rounds that you kind of stepped away. Has that been part and parcel to the frustration on the golf course? What do you attribute it?
No, not really. It's more a frustration with you guys. But yeah.
In what way?
I'm just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been totally available for the last few years, and I'm not saying maybe not you guys, but maybe more just the whole thing.
The whole driver thing.
Yeah, part of I mean, that was a part of it. Yeah, that was a part of it. But it's not as if at Augusta I skipped you guys on Thursday, so. Yeah, it's not as if it's not out of the ordinary. I've done it before. I'm just doing it a little more often.
Is it part of the? You kind of carried the tour with your awards for 3 or 4 years now. You feel like you've earned a break?
I feel like I've earned the right to do whatever I want to do. Yeah.
You have relation to that, kind of almost addressed the fact that the tour does not require that kind of thing. It's almost like you're daring them to do so in some way. Is that, in terms of a requirement for other players?
No, I'm not daring them to do anything. I hope they don't change it, because it would, it's a nice luxury to have. But I'm just pointing out the fact that we have the ability to do it.
What do you look for tomorrow?
Hopefully a round in under 4.5 hours and get out of here.
Thanks for the time, Rory.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Was asked if, he sees the policy changing, mandating that players have to speak, and Rory says, nice to have the luxury to not speak if we don't want. Through the Masters, we just, it's Pebble Beach, it was the players, and then it was the all-timer completing the career Grand Slam. When you think about it, he just sort of collapsed in joy and relief on that final hole, and he just hasn't been able to pick himself up. Paulie, what'd you think of those comments from Rory today?
I didn't enjoy them. I don't like to see that. I think Rory's better than that. Either not talking to the media or giving a press conference like that doesn't serve him fairly or rightly for the kind of person that he is. He looks fed up to me. He looks like he's had enough of everything, whether it was the emotional release of everything that's gone on, not just in winning the Masters, but in his whole career, being pointed towards trying to be a Grand Slam winner. And now he's kind of reeling on the ropes a little bit after that emotionally. I don't know, but he's not himself. This is not normal. And when he does that, because people look up to him, players look up to him, he's created such a great profile in the media. People like him. And a conference like that with his body language and short answers or not doing it doesn't serve him right. I don't like to see it. I'm disappointed for Rory that it's come to that. Something is eating at him. He hasn't let us know what it is, but there's something not right.
Yeah, that's well said. It's hard to believe that's the man who won the career Grand Slam and looked absolutely exalted in victory. He has been the best with the media over the last 15 years, in my opinion, the absolute best. So does that earn him some goodwill? I think it absolutely does. But, just to see him there and it looks so frustrated, it's just hard to believe. I mean, he's arguably the most popular golfer in the world, and to see him look that exacerbated with everybody in the media and sort of blaming everybody in the media for whatever transpired with the driver, which really was making a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know who said it, but there's a great line about rank does not confer privilege or give power, it imposes a responsibility. And why have all these golfers over the years been so generous with the media? All of them. They've all been so generous. Everybody who's ascended to the spot where he's at, of great leadership, have been so generous with the media over the years. Even Tiger Woods, who almost always talked, even after a bad round, I think it's because they understood that the debt you pay to those who elevated the game before you is by elevating the game for those who come after you. He's a leader, and what he does reverberates amongst his peers, and it echoes into the future. And I just hate to see him have this stance. I don't know what's going on with him. I hope he sorts it out, and I hope this is just a small little blip, and he gets back to just being the Rory that everybody loves and watches and enjoys talking to.
Looks like he needs a break.
Yeah.
I mean, he's won the Masters and then he's straight back in. The majors come so quick now. The season is condensed, and it looks like he hasn't really processed winning the Masters or maybe enjoyed it. And all of a sudden, it's like one bum bum, and he's run out of gas. He doesn't have a lot of energy.
Like he won the Super Bowl, except the Super Bowl 1/4 of the way into the season. 3 more majors to go after the Masters, which was, as we all know, as joyous a moment as we have seen in a long time. For the moment, the joy seems to be gone. But he's done so much in the game and for the game. Rory McIlroy.